Hi, my Scorpios. How are you? This is Psychic, know my own name, Psychic Tracey Brown, coming to you today to do your, darn it, September 2019 horoscopes. How are my Scorpios today? Hello, everyone. How are you? What is around my Scorpios? Let's start with the basics, okay? Subscribe, like, share. Check out my .com, Traceybrownlive.com, where you will find my email address to email me on the very first page for a reading. However, I've made your job very easy. This is like an infomercial. You can call me at 213-458-7408. Now, if that ain't easy, what is? With that being said, feel free to text me. Um, I prefer texting. Anybody with the landline, feel free to call. What is around my Scorpios? How are you all doing? How's everyone doing? Hope it all is well. It is. It is Dollface. What a cute name, Dollface, Dollface. Everything's well. How are you all doing? All right. I had to do something with my cards. I charged them. I have several decks, and so I went through all the decks and got a nice clean set because the set that I was using, when I looked at it, it was fried. Like, y'all make me work. When I looked at that deck, I was like, oh no. Oh no, this deck wants to go to bed. And so I got a whole new deck, Scorpio. All right. Whole new set of energy, a whole new impression. By the way, cards talk. What is around my Scorpios for the month of September? Please, God, talk to me about Scorpios. What is around Scorpios for the month of September? Scorpios are your love. They're your child. They're your beloved. Please authorize me to see and say what you would like for me to say and see. Love you, God. I love you, Jesus. In your name I pray. Amen. Amen. Whew. Amen. All right. What's around my beloved Scorpios? By the way, I love Scorpios because I have a Scorpio moon. However, Scorpios are very, very nice people, even though sometimes I think you guys have a very bad reputation, like Geminis have a bad reputation. You guys are not what people think you are. Unless you were raised unhealthy, then it's, unless you're raised in an unhealthy environment, then the shadow side of Scorpio comes out. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I have a Scorpio moon, and Scorpio moon's shadow shows up more than sun in Scorpio. So when y'all look at Scorpios and call them out their faces, it's not the Scorpio. Scorpios are just nice people. The Scorpio moon and rising, you can't trust them bitches. All right, what is around my Scorpios for the month of September? All right, there's a child here. And the child is, I like to call this child participating in sports. That's the way I like to see it, right? But it also could be a child that's acting out. It also could mean bad news coming in, but for the greater good. It's like, okay, I got bad news. I lost my job. But then you wind up getting a better job. This also could mean that. So we're going to see if it means a child or bad news that turns into good news. Whatever this is, Scorpio, you got too many people around you. You got a air sign man, fire sign man, earth sign man, earth sign woman. So, this actually could be about work. And then I get the shadow card. This actually could be about work for some of my Scorpios, for some of them. You know, don't take it personally. I'm not saying it's all of you, but it could be for a lot of you, right? I get the death card inside my head. So if there are some changes at work, I think it's a collective issue of people that you either don't like or you don't get along with. The fact that the death card shows up inside my head, number 7 is my attitude, tells me that you're the one that's thinking about leaving. All right? There is change coming, and change is coming for the better. I would say, whatever Scorpio, whoever Scorpio I'm talking to out there, if it's time for change, make the change. All right? Definitely involves work. So, what's going on with you guys, Scorpio? What's going on? And interesting enough, like Scorpios are fixed signs, and I understand fixed signs because I'm a fixed Leo and a fixed Scorpio. So I've got a double fix. So it's very hard to get me moving, right? And so I know that you're a fixed sign. So if this is a career path that you've been in for the past 5 to 10 years or longer, a job that you've been in, and it's just not working out for you. It's just not. But you go to work every day because Scorpios are just dedicated people. But it's not working out for you. And it's time for change. It's time for change. I'm a big fan of documenting. I'm a big fan of writing things down. I'm a big fan of if there's a problem at work with all of these damn people, you need to put it on paper and really look at it because you might even have a lawsuit here. The bad news could be for your employer. And I'm not kidding. Turn the energy around. I was watching something on Facebook where the train was going in one direction, and if you looked long enough, you can get the train to go in the other direction. Change this around. You make the employer scared of you. Do you understand? You go to work every day and file a grievance. Do you understand? And you don't have to quit. You've just got to do something different. Yeah, so that brings me to another point. Somebody just said that they worked with autism folks for 14 years. So, when I get a spread like this, it kind of comes up in a whole nother way. It's like, what can you do working in an environment for a very long time? How could you take that environment and turn it into your own business? What can you make? What book can you write? What song can you sing? What tool or apparatus that could help, for example, autistic children? Look at your environment and change the paradigm. Do you understand? Change the paradigm. Make a situation that is stagnant or boring or just too long and figure out an apparatus that could not only still help, for example, autistic children. Do you know what I mean? But then it's your product. Like it's for your making. Like if you're dealing with a certain like look at your environment and say this can be done better. I remember I was working at human resources, one of my first job in human resources. Um, and it was back in the day, so I'm going to age myself. We would hand type everything. And I never liked the typewriter. And so I begged for a computer system, and they gave me a computer. I don't know how I got away with this shit. They gave me a computer system. Computers were just coming to fruition. And they had the money for it, and they were going to offer it up anyway to departments. But okay, so I didn't want a typewriter. I wanted a computer system. And then when I got the computer system, we all got computer system. We were all hand typing all the job postings. And again, it just seemed so ridiculous. I just couldn't do it. So I called the IT department and I said, listen, is there a program that would let me type the job postings in the computer? And because we didn't have what we have nowadays where you can rotate, we didn't have that option. I said, is there something that lets me print it sideways? There was a program called Sideways. We got it in HR. We used it. After that, all the kids were using it. I mean, it was crazy what you can think about when you're there. Like, Tracy, this doesn't make sense. And I've been doing this for years and nobody listens to me. This would work better. That's what I'm asking you to do. So if nobody's listening to you, create something. Because there are autistic children all over the world. There's things that you already know within your paradigm. Like for me, it was HR. All I knew was HR, and all I knew was typing. And I was really bad at it. So I wanted to do it as little as possible, all right? Whatever it is, especially if you got fools coming for you, because these are a lot of fools, all right? Looks like an immediate supervisor, and the immediate supervisor has a supervisor, and then there's a director, and then, oh my God. Really, people? You have nothing to do but attack my Scorpio? Now, that's when sun sign Scorpios could get mad. Because I'm telling you to get mad. Because there's money here. I'm telling you. File a case, because there's money here. But this card also tells me to tell you, start documenting, start dating, start looking at what's being said, what's being done. Oh yes, you document. Courts love documentation. Date, time, and I learned a little trick from being a part of board members. You date the beginning. You date the beginning of an incident and document. It doesn't have to be an incident. You're just documenting a lot, and then you timestamp. You timestamp in the beginning and you timestamp the end. So if the conversation ended or you overheard something and somebody walks away, you timestamp the end. Oh yes, all kinds of ways to skin a cat. You don't have to quit your job, but you can let them know that was a mistake coming from me. Be safe. And if you have to file a workman's comp case, a harassment case, because even this guy could be an harasser, sexually harassing you. Or this card could represent, this card could represent harassment. And any number of these people, including this female, don't discount females, they harass too. All right. More people. Somebody is going to give you a direction. I feel like they might have turned their back on you, but they're going to give you a direction. Also, this card could also represent an air sign woman coming in. All right? That, again, Scorpio may have turned your back on you. I feel like she's coming back in, or she waited a while to figure out if she wanted you. But she's coming back. Get my glasses on. All right. There's an earth sign woman that has no morals. And there's a comparison between an earth sign woman and a water sign woman. Scorpio, Be careful that you're choosing, I get this a lot, that you're choosing the earth sign woman because she does make good money. Be careful with that. The water sign woman is a much better choice. Um, for those that are dating, there's an earth sign man that'll show up in about a month. He is gonna really treat you like you're a gem. He really is. Um, I wonder if this is a child or I think it's a child. Oh, by the way, this card that I said was a child was an incident. It's not a child. This is, potential news that's not favorable because of all these people that are surrounding you. This, I believe, is a child, a little girl, emotionally out of control child. Could be anywhere between 10 and 16. All right. Might have some, mental stuff going on, might just be out of control right now. It's not over. I just would prefer if you invested in some counseling for this child. All right. For those of you that want to buy a house, I would say you have enough money to buy the house. For Scorpios, I'm going to say it's okay to do it. However, if you do it, I think it's important to do it in September, or some of you may be signing contracts for your home in a month of September, like getting the keys and signing the contract. My only warning here, although Scorpios, I think you'll be safe. My only warning for anybody else that's considering buying a house but you haven't started looking and there's no paperwork submitted as of yet is lay back a little, lay back a little, because we are going to wind up in a financial crunch by the time um, Trump gets back from his G7 and he sees that his ratings have fallen between September, October, and November. There are just things that could happen that could turn the economy upside down, and it's going to be at his hands. So you want to make sure that you're not investing in a home if the economy takes this turn and the value of your home means nothing. So you'll have a $700,000 mortgage. That's the numbers in California. I don't know about you guys. And it's only worth 250 because that's how bad it could get. For those of you that are in 100,000, 200,000 locations, might be a little different for you guys. But, it's the income and the means. So just because ours is 700, which by the way is ridiculous, and where you're living, it might be 125, 150. Sounds so much better, but you make sure your income can take care of the mortgage. That's all I'm saying, because then it doesn't matter. Like, we're still all in the same boat. All right? There's a water sign man. There's a water sign man that's like, what do I do? What do I do? I think he walked away because he just wasn't making enough money for you. um, I really feel like he's emotional about not being. I think he wants to come back. I feel like he might have walked away, or maybe you pushed him away. Not that it's a bad thing. You have to do what you have to do, but I think he's trying to figure out how to come back and how to be better for you financially. If he comes, what is this? If he comes back and is better for you financially, I would say give him a chance. There's an air sign man here. Drop him to the curve. Do not deal with the Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Not worth it right now. Please. Oh, and then there's a young man or a young woman coming through. Scorpio. P. Diddy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put P. Diddy in all of this, but there's a young person coming through. I don't have a female version of this, but this is definitely a young person, male or female. Please, please don't deal with anybody too young. I know they're of legal age. I get you. I get you. They're legal. I got you. Please don't, Scorpio. Please don't. Please stay away. I'm saving you. You know, the heart wants what the heart wants. Don't do it. I was going to say something much worse. Don't do it. Stay in your lane. Please, I'm begging you. It's going to turn out horrifically bad. All right? It could be like, well, she said she was 18, but she wasn't, right? Or it could be like you're 50 and the person is 21, like P. Diddy. Like, it's weird now. In the Me Too movement, all of this is weird. It's not okay. Not okay. Scorpios, don't follow P. Diddy. That's all I'm going to say. Um, you know, you guys tend to stress quietly. There's going to be some major changes, but major decisions that you will have to make in the month of September. So if you have to get quiet, get quiet. I don't like the stress that comes with getting quiet. The stress isn't necessary. But if you have to get quiet, get quiet. Think, document. You will execute a decision and a plan. And you will be victorious. Oh, yes, you will. Just try not to stress. Some of you are going to need a new car. And some of you are going to go back to a familiar car. Like, it's like a car you haven't had in a while. And it's like, that car was the best car. I'm going to go back and get that car. That type of car. Whatever. And there's some negotiations about this car. Probably too much money. What? Probably too much money now. And you're like, I can't afford it. But you know what, Scorpio? You want it. You want it. And you're right. You can't afford it, but you want it. Life is short, Scorpio. Do what you want. Go for it. All right. I'm over myself. I'm over myself. I hope I helped a little. A lot. If you want to elaborate on what this job situation is for yourself personally, let's talk. So, you can text me at 213-458-7408. All right? It's okay. Don't worry about it. I haven't done it in a while because there were things just going on in my life personally, but I also have morning souls where I do it for free. 1 day a week. But I haven't done it, and it's sporadic, so you can't depend upon it. But maybe you could catch morning soaps one day. I give back to my peoples. And I'll post my prices so you always know what my prices are. I'll post it on this video. Okay. Final outcome for Scorpio. You know what? I'm going to take you. Embrace those around you. This is a time of great spiritual growth for you, making it even more important to surround yourself with those who love you and share your beliefs. Be willing to accept help from others, Scorpio. No stress. Talk to people. You could find comfort in traditional solutions, or your heart may long to try out new ideas. All right, guys. Thank you. Traceybrownlive.com. Check out my website. Thank you, Scorpios. Blessings.